Good evening, guys. It's Neka Agnes Wachiku. Today is podcast diaries number 14. And eventually I'm going to load these up. I just like to pre-record things, whether I'm live or talking off, the dome, or, whether I wrote down my thoughts. Today is actually organized. Today I'm going to talk about how women, we need to be grateful we are not pregnant by the wrong man. My title is Women, Be Grateful You Are Not Pregnant by the Wrong Man. Reason why I say this, guys, is because I was just watching a show called Karamo, and most of his shows, it's about, DNA tests for babies, unlocking phones to see if couples are cheating on each other, figuring out who a parent, if you have a long lost parent that you need to figure out is your parent or not. But today I watched a DNA test, and it was kind of like troubling to me because it's like, damn, like women, we are constantly being scrutinized about our choices in men and, our sexual, prowesses. Like, for example, the girl on the show, she had a one-night stand with this man, and she ended up getting pregnant. Now, if you guys remember my podcast diaries, in my previous podcast diaries, I mentioned, how, men, if they don't want to get pregnant, they need to if they don't want to get a woman pregnant, they need to start wearing rubbers, right? And vice versa. If a woman doesn't want to get pregnant, make sure the man wears a rubber, right? I do understand mistakes happen. Listen, I've made mistakes too. I'm not perfect. I'm not judging. But I'm just saying, man, I am so grateful that I have not gotten pregnant by the wrong man. I mean, I'm talking about, like, God is so good. God has saved me numerous times where I could have got pregnant by the wrong man and have to deal with child support, DNA test. Because, nowadays men, they don't want to take responsibility. You know what I'm saying? They can smash a woman raw, but then as soon as she tells him, I'm pregnant, I could possibly be pregnant, he ain't trying to hear it. He not trying to hear if you pregnant or not, because he don't want to be the father. He don't want to be a father. And my thing is, if you don't want to be a father, stop smashing women raw. Now, if two people are committed with each other, i.e. they're married, or they're in a long-term relationship and, an accident just happened, that's different. But if you out here, having casual sex, wear a rubber. So that way you don't got to worry about somebody getting pregnant. Or better yet, just don't have sex until you get into a relationship with somebody that you want to be committed to. I get it. It's easier said than done. But my thing is this. Why deal with a DNA test? Why deal with, I don't want to take care of a baby that's not mine and whoop-de-whoop. And, and speaking from a woman's perspective, it can be stressful. It can be so stressful knowing that, okay, I had a one-night stand, or I had sex with somebody I shouldn't have sex with, and we had sex without protection, and now I gotta worry about if I'm pregnant or not. I gotta worry about, am I gonna see my period the following month? I gotta worry about, okay, if I don't see my period and I am pregnant by this man whom I don't like, and I don't want him to be my baby daddy, and vice versa, he probably don't want you to be his baby mama. Then you gotta start thinking like, damn, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do if this person is the potential father? And it ain't even potential, because you know who you slept with. Some women, they make mistakes and, they have sex with, two different men at the same time, or three different men, around the same time period. But my thing is, if you're a woman and you know that you only had sex with one man, and that's the baby father, it can be stressful because that he doesn't want this baby. You don't really want this baby because you're not married to this man, and he's already giving you a hard time. So, I say this to say, let's just go back to the roots. The root is just staying celibate. I get it. Everybody is not going to be a virgin. Everybody's not gonna wait till they're married. I get it, but just stay celibate. Just stay celibate until you meet that right man. I'm speaking from a woman's perspective. Just stay celibate until you meet that right man. I get it. We want to have fun sometimes. Sometimes, women, we got needs. I get it. We have needs. Sometimes we get tempted. Sometimes we get tricked. It ain't all our fault. Sometimes we get tricked. And what I mean by tricked, I mean a man might sell us a dream, or he might portray himself to be one way when he's really another way. And you just looking stupid. You look stupid because it's like, damn, well, you shouldn't have slept with this man. Woo! Just be grateful, y'all. Just be grateful you are not pregnant by that man. Be grateful that you don't gotta go through a DNA test. Be grateful you don't gotta take this man to court. Be grateful you don't gotta worry about being pregnant for 9 months and your body changing, for a man that you don't even want to be with. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean is, a baby is a blessing. A baby is a blessing. Don't get it twisted. A baby is a blessing. But at the same time, you don't look at it as a blessing when you are pregnant by the wrong man. You look at it as a burden. And y'all know I don't believe in abortion. So my thing is, women, the ones that, think like me, you got to stick it through and have this baby. And you don't want to be stressed while you're pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the man he can stress you out. So going back to what I said, y'all, be so grateful that you are not pregnant by that man, and move on and do things right. And what I mean by do things right, stay celibate. Keep your legs closed until you meet that right man. That man that wants to commit to you, that wants to marry you, that wants you to have his baby or babies, whatever the case may be. But don't be out here stupid, getting smashed by a man raw. And then, he turn on you and say, that ain't my baby. How do I know you ain't slept with somebody else? And you looking at him like, you think I'm a hoe? But then you can't ask him, do you think I'm a hoe? Because you let him smash. You ain't really know him like that. So, of course, in his mind, he thinking like, well, who else did she let smash raw? You know what I'm saying? These dudes out here, man, I'm telling you, men out here, they crazy, man. They crazy sometimes. They crazy in the sense that they forget that it takes two people to make a baby. They forget that they're the ones who made the decision to stick their dick in you raw. But then they want to act clueless when responsibilities come around. I'm sorry, I love this song. This is such a hype song. I love it. But y'all stay blessed. And women, just keep y'all legs closed until the right man comes along. Peace. Stay blessed and stay safe. Good night.